We are going to actually start out with some very, very exciting news here on Live Impact News. Queen's University is headed to March Madness. It is the first time in school history that they will be taking the court in March Madness. Very exciting. The Royals won the Atlantic Sun men's basketball tournament. That was Sunday afternoon, edging Central Arkansas in a thrilling overtime final, 98-93 in Jacksonville, Florida. So we are super, super excited for them. Like I said, first time in school history. And they had a little press conference this morning talking about, the excitement behind it and what the challenges they have to face coming up. So let's take a listen into that.
Welcome to Queens. What a weekend and what a ride and amazing experience for not only our players, but the entire university and Myers Park community in Charlotte. And we're excited to be here in front of you guys. Hats off to the ASUN conference and all of the amazing opponents we saw all year. It wasn't easy, it never is, but a true testament to our guys' fortitude, especially late in that game when they could have gave in, and instead they pushed forward and finished the job. Just couldn't be more proud of them.
Congratulations, and heading into the best and the worst time now is just wait. You don't know what's going to happen over the course of the week. You don't know what's going to happen next election Sunday, so very much to prepare and into.
Well, not to contradict, we do know we're in. So the wait for us is more joyous. It's now just about where we're going to go to. And last year was an unbelievable kind of preview to this. We played in the CBI, and so we had a week of preparation. I know that we got to give these guys some times for their bodies to off to kind of relax a little, but then we'll get back and we'll work on us. And I thought last year that preparation, especially for these two guys, took their games to another level of understanding of what we were about and what we were doing, and it bled forward to this year and the 4 returners we had who carried us all year. Yeah, please.
So you have a Ted Lasso for you. Is there any tie-in to that? Has that been woven into the season, or is that just a today thing?
Berman, what did I write on the board at halftime? Nas, do you remember?
Yeah, you wrote Believe.
I wrote Believe. And I just watched the first half before I came down here. The last 7 possessions, we had 6 shots, 2 layups that we missed, and 4 wide open threes. And I would go in there and told them, I said, believe, we're getting the shots we want. The process is not broken. We just need to believe in each other. And we came out and went on a run right in the beginning of the second half. And for us, it's always been about, staying true to our process. And these guys have been unbelievable with it. And hey, believe, we're here. And a lot of people outside of our room might not have believed this was possible, but here we are.
Can you just talk about, when you opened, you talked about being embraced by the community. Can you talk about how important not only the students here, but the community has been to the program?
Yeah, I always think the main purpose of being a basketball coach at a university is to build community through basketball. And it starts in the summer with camp, and we have practice in summer, but we do just as much camp as we do practice. And being a part of this community is a big deal. And this isn't a school that's off, on its own. Like we're tucked in here pretty good. And being a part of this community is amazing. These guys get to live here and interact with all of the people. And I say, when people are walking their dogs on this neighborhood, they're meeting someone who's probably accomplished quite a bit in life, and what we can learn from that. And we embrace being a part of this community. We embrace the community service we do with West Boulevard Ministries, with our camp outreach, with Bounce Out the Stigma, work with autism and basketball, and all the other things that we do, the Levine Center, the Children's Hospital. It matters. And I hope that the entire community gets to celebrate in this. And I know that these guys do an unbelievable job in camp working with those kids. And after the game, our locker room is, I've never seen anything like it. There's probably 30 kids in there every game watching us do flips and have fun and enjoy those wins.
Devin Bell with WSET here in Charlotte. Just this for either of the two players, if you guys want to hop in on this, just speak to just the moment when the game ends. You have the realization that it's something that players work for their whole lives to make the NCAA tournament. Can you just speak to like what your emotions were like in that moment?
Naz, why don't you go first?
It was really unreal, you know. That's just something we had a goal for forever, and we really wanted to make history. So when the buzzer finally went off, not for overtime, but when it finally ended in the end of regulation, we were just filled with immense joy because we worked so hard for that, you know. It was something we always talked about. Like at the end of the boot camp, we put on the music and we cut down the nets because we were practicing for when we cut down the nets in March. So it was like a deja vu, honestly, but it was a real thing this time.
Burr?
Yeah, kind of adding up to Nas, that last year we lost in overtime in the semifinals, so winning this year in overtime in the finals was definitely exciting. Yeah.
That's it?
If you want to hop in on that one too, Coach, I mean, it's big for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Everyone's that's a part of college basketball dreams of being a part of March Madness. And I remember going to NCAA tournament games when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, watching Grant Hill and Bobby Hurley play at Duke, watching Penny Hardaway play at Memphis, and just dreaming that one moment we would have an opportunity to be a part of that. And now here we are. And it doesn't happen without incredible support from the university, from the administration, from the school president who allowed a Division II assistant to become a Division I head coach, from an athletic director who believed in our vision and our culture, and through all those moments, you know, all the people in the cafeteria who embrace these guys and treat them like family, to the campus police who come in the building at night while our guys are shooting at 2 or 3 a.m. It truly is the entire campus, and it wouldn't happen without all of them. And it's everyone. You build this plan. It's our first year eligible, and you hope that it's going to happen. You never know how the ball bounces in March, but it bounced our way, and so fortunate to be here.
Coach, just a retired basketball fan, but can you just address like how you do your team right now and your ability to compete at the next level?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're one of the most efficient and prolific offenses in America. We have a bunch of guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot. We have a point guard who sometimes guards centers and shuts them down. We have our center brings the ball down multiple possessions a game. We have guys that we trust that are going to make the right decisions. Nas right here sitting next to me. I've never had a player go from one year to the next to where he goes from someone who wasn't quite sure the right decision to making the right decision almost all the time, and how the game has slowed down for him. Berman came here as a wing player. He's playing point guard. And for us, it's just about, you know, making the right play and doing the right thing that next moment. But we're averaging in conference the last 2.5 months, 88 a game. And so we got a fun style of basketball, and we're excited for the world to get to see it here on the next stage.
Follow up, I mean, the tournament that you guys just played was in Jacksonville. It's kind of like a little mini preparation for the major tournament, right? I mean, you're kind of going far away from home. Not always a huge crowd goes to these games. Sometimes it can be mix and match. You might have an early game. I mean, does that kind of prepare you guys a little bit going into the major tournament that, you know, you might be somewhere a little bit far away?
Yeah, it could be San Diego, could be Greenville, it could be Tampa, could be Philly. But wherever it is, I know there's going to be some proud Queens fans there. I thought the Queens fans were amazing down in Jacksonville. I know a lot of them were his family, but I thought that we represented unbelievably down there, and I never felt like it was a small crowd. I thought we had people behind us, and Buddy was the first one there. Amazing what they did and the energy it brought to our guys. And I'll let these guys talk about it because I thought the crowd was awesome. Nas?
Yeah, the crowd was amazing. You know, we were getting ready to do our lineups. You can hear our fans behind us every time the other players call. They're booing them, they're yelling. You know, we're getting up there, we're getting called, and it feels like we got a whole stadium behind us. You know, they had unreal energy the whole game. You know, especially during the nail biter, they were with us the whole time, chanting defense, let's go. They were all in the game. It was a great crowd, and it really gave us a lot of energy, especially in the gym where there weren't a lot of people.
For those who aren't as familiar, Buddy, tell us about him.
There was a moment this summer where our guys, you know, and we're competing, and our guys said that they're dogs, and that's normal for players to say that. So one of our assistant coaches made the question, well, are you guys street dogs or are you Petco dogs? You know, and he's referring to like, are you a tough dog or are you one of those ones that's spoiled? And our guys said they're street dogs, and as it kind of evolved, I really wanted our guys to identify with like being hungry and fighting for everything. And so I found Buddy on the internet, and so we adopted Buddy the street dog, and now he travels with us.
That's the second one.
Yeah, it's actually the second one because we had a celebration down in Fort Myers, and Buddy lost a couple legs. But Buddy, the player that plays the hardest, not the one that scores the most, or it's the guy that does the stuff that's not in the stat sheet. For instance, 2 games ago, Berman guarded what I felt was the best player in the league, and he shut him down. And he earned Street Dog of the Day that game, and our guys have enjoyed that you know, guys that take charges, guys that dive on the floor, guys that have big time box outs. Those are the plays that win the games. Everyone thinks it's the shots, but it's not. It's the plays that aren't in the stat sheet, and Buddy's a big deal with that, and I think it's helped us all year.
You mentioned, of course, the style of play is a fun style of basketball, and for people who are meeting Queens basketball, they're going to see it for the first time. What should they be in?
I mean, I think we start with spacing. The floor is really spaced, so and that happens because we have really good shooters. But really, we're top 10 in the country in our 2-point field goal percentage. We put a lot of pressure on the rim. We get fouled a lot, and that evolves into us getting a lot of clean, open threes. We have really good athletes like Nas, who's been on SportsCenter, and Avante multiple times because they can really get above the rim and finish well. And then you got Berman, who thinks he can dunk sometimes, but who makes unbelievable decisions with the ball, which gets us those guys those open looks. And we're going to play fast. We're going to spread the floor. We're going to always be on attack, and we're constantly. I always challenge us that we're going to be the hardest playing team, and we constantly are. And I think the fans that have been with us through this 4 years, and then even back 30 plus years when we were Division II, they know that Queens is going to give a great effort.
Good. Tim?
Coach, I had a question about your sweaters. Do you have a plan for the tournament? Will you let us in on that plan? Can you tell us what you're going to wear?
There always is a plan, right? I think there's a holiday that's really close to March Madness. It also happens to be a big part of my heritage. So St. Patrick's Day, here we come. So there will be something joyous and green, but also want to know that if anyone wants to put a patch on there and support us, I'm open for advertisement.
What's the background on the sweaters? Can you kind of dive into that?
Yeah. You know, basketball season's during the holidays a lot, and you got November and December when we really get rolling, and as a basketball coach, sometimes you can get distracted, and I might have been accused many years ago of being sort of bah humbug. So to compensate, I started to wear joyous holiday sweaters to bring out the festive mood, and everyone seemed to really enjoy them. It kind of became a thing. We started wearing them during games, and then a couple of them went viral this year, and Thanksgiving started it. This is the first time I ever wore a Thanksgiving sweater for a game, but it kind of became a thing, and so I just kept wearing them, and I started to find new holidays and different things to support, whether it was Black History Month or Martin Luther King Day, and it's really been fun, and I think the players have enjoyed it too. Why don't you guys go ahead? What do you think of the sweaters?
I have a question. How do you find them?
I mean, Berm, you can find anything on the internet. But yeah, so now, for me, it's just part of my personality. I'm a little quirky, but try and have fun with things. I think our team tries to keep it light. We know when we cross between those lines, it's serious, but we can still have fun with basketball, and that's part of being part of the community.
Do you have a favorite sweater or any superstitions that go with the sweater? Like, hey, this one time we gotta stick with this one, can't wash it, just gotta keep wearing it.
No, you got to mix them up. But yeah, there's definitely some favorite sweaters, and probably my favorite one is the gangster rapper one, which I wore at Arkansas. But I also have one that's Notorious. It's got a snowman, and Notorious B.I.G. But there's a bunch of them that are fun. There's pop culture ones, there's religious ones, and now there's new holiday ones, and so just try and have fun with it.
Do you pick them out or do you get input from outside sources?
Oh no, that's me. That's me. I try and surprise people with them.
I just want to make a note to the coach there, Grant Leonard. He has the coolest sweaters.
That's his thing.
Yeah, that's his game. So I love that. Ted Lasso right there on his sweater. Believe. I love that. And congratulations to them. We're really, really hoping that they pull it off. We're going to take a quick break here on Live Impact News, but keep it right here on WCNC Plus.